Miami's party station, your girl, Dee Dee. I am kind of fangirling right now. Super excited to be here with Max.
Yes, Dee Dee. Thanks for having me, Miami.
Of course, baby. Welcome to Miami.
I love it here.
When did you get here?
This morning, very early.
You had to emphasize the fact that you got here very early.
Oh, it was very early. It was the solid red-eye situation. But it was worth it. If you're doing it, come to Miami.
You have to come to Miami. And when you come to Miami, you have to come to
Exactly.
96, so
and you gotta get
right.
let the humidity take the curls out of the Jew and bring it out and live the best life.
And the weather kind of sucks today, so you got it's not a good Miami day.
As long as it's good for tomorrow, I've got the Sunfest thing. I'm hoping that it gets a little lighter. So.
Well, that's in West Palm though.
Yeah.
So you should be good.
I hope so.
So, singer, songwriter, dancer, actor, model, jack of all trades, you do it all.
Make
what
cookies,
don't you do?
whatever. No. Lots of things.
You play the ukulele. Is that real life?
I do love the ukulele. I'm a fun-sized person, as are you, and the ukulele represents fun-sized humans like us.
I love that. So you modeled with Madonna? Is that true?
Yeah, it was I was ripe age of 17. Did this? She's fun-sized as well. She's
fun-sized like us.
She is, yes, which is why I got the job. I'll keep the story short. Basically, it was for this Dolce & Gabbana campaign. I'm playing her son. And last shot is us on the street, paparazzi, whole thing. Next morning, my dad gets the paper. It says, "Who's Madonna's new fetus boyfriend?"
Yes.
And that was the abbreviated version of the story.
So people thought you were Madonna's boyfriend
for a very quick second. And my dad was like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know." And I was like,
I would just
Dad.
be like, "Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm Madonna's boyfriend.
That's my daughter-in-law. Like
no
what?
Big deal. Come on, Dad, just go with it."
Exactly.
So, Billboard labeled you young pop god. How does it feel being labeled a young pop god?
I'll take it, baby. I gotta live up to it.
You have to.
It inspires me to work harder, and it was really cool. Though I was definitely shocked by the title and very excited about it.
You can't be shocked. That's an awesome title to have, a young pop god.
I'll take it.
I mean, nowadays there's so many different artists, that come out, and it's like anybody can have that title. But the fact that they gave that to you, that's pretty dope.
It was very sweet and cute of them, and I am appreciative. Very cute.
I love that. It was very cute. So I definitely want to get into Love Me Less.
Mm-hmm.
I've been banging that for a while now. But before I get into Love Me Less, I really want to talk about Lights Down Low.
Of course.
So one thing about me when I do interviews, I always like to get a little personal.
Of course.
A little personal with my interviews.
Yeah.
So Lights Down Low, it puts me in the feels.
I'm glad.
2 times platinum.
Yes, indeed.
Double platinum. That was your first single, wasn't it? Or no?
I mean, it was definitely the first one that people have heard the most, and it's awesome because it's I wrote it for my wife. I proposed to her with it.
Stop it. I want to get into that too.
If any one of them was going to be the first one where people really hear it, it's amazing that that's the one.
How did she react to that when you played it for her?
Oh gosh, I mean, yeah, she the first time I played it for her, she cried, and she's very British and very she's very Mary Poppins-esque, where it's like she's super intense. So I really love it when she cries. I'm like, yes, I broke you.
I like it when my wife cries.
But in a sweet way. I know that's a funny thing to say. But it's funny. I have that when I actually proposed to her, there's these 2 pictures. One is her walking to the room being like, what's happening? And then she realizes it's going down. I'm singing the song with the harp and she's like breaks down crying. I know it's a bizarre thing for me to love.
How romantic was that?
But it was amazing. Yeah, it was super rad. I don't know, just for her to get so emotional about something that because I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I'm very vulnerable with it. So when she shows that side of her, it makes me so happy.
Love Me Less.
Yes.
So Love Me Less, I feel like when I listen to it, it's nothing like Lights Down Low. So what was the background for Love Me Less?
Story sort of just continued. I wrote it about a year after I got married to my wife, and I had an ex who was not the happiest with our breakup, and
Bitter.
Sure, yeah, she's a cool person, but she wasn't stoked.
Yeah.
And out of emotion, she threatened to try to get my wife deported. And it was like sort of the first thing in our relationship where it was real life set in, like honeymoon stage. Whoa, and I knew that this ex wouldn't actually do it, but like my wife didn't know that, and it was her whole life. And it was the first time where I was like, I hope we don't lose this. I hope you don't love me less for the baggage I bring or the insecurities that I'm showing you now that we're being real. And luckily the right people love you more for those things, and you get deeper into it. So it's an extension of the story of Lights Down Low in a way. And sound wise, I wrote most of my album. I wrote with these guys in Mod and Roger, and there's definitely more energy. There's some ballads on the record, but they're amazing. Roger just did Sicko Mode for Travis Scott, and it's definitely a different world of production than I usually dive into, but I loved mixing sort of my real life emotional stories with their production style, and it's been so fun.
Of course, I feel like that's like, as a fan, as a listener, and I feel like I listen to music a little differently, and I tell this to everybody, like, I'm a big lyric person, and it's like, one of the best things is that you have music that your fans can relate to, you know what I mean? And that's incredible, and the background, it's like, that's goals. Unfortunately, you have a crazy ex, like, she couldn't have just busted the windows out of the car like everyone else does.
You know,
she wanted to get your wife
she's
deported.
cool. I'm trying to be nice. Her roommate texted me the other day and like saw the video and was like, "Oh, you should move on from this." I'm like, I'm so moved on from it. I'm just telling the truth of the story, and like I wish all the best for her. You know, the exes. But I mean, yeah, we all go through it. I was a crazy ex at one point.
Stop it. What was the craziest thing you've done?
Well, the first ex I had, like my first, the first love situation. She was a ballerina and like broke up, and I definitely was more into it than she was. And when we broke up, I like waited outside of her ballet studio for like 4 hours, just wait because I didn't know when she would get out of class.
That's not too crazy, though.
Not too crazy.
That's not too crazy. I thought you were going to tell me something a little different. But
nah, I mean, what's the craziest thing you've done, though?
You're a calm crazy. I'm not crazy at all. Like, I don't feel like I'm a crazy ex. I'm a bad ex.
I was going to say, we got some phases around the room making me think otherwise.
No. I am not a bad ex to have at all. Now, a couple people may beg to differ, but I don't feel like I'm a bad ex to have at all. I've never done anything crazy.
It's weird. I only have one ex that I'm still like really cool with, and I had the most adult thing happen. This was probably like 2 years ago now, but
adulting 101.
It was such an adult moment where she came over to my house and brought her new boyfriend. And like we lived in this house at some point, and I'm showing her pictures of Emily, and she's like, "Whoa, she's so hot." And I was like, "This is really weird." Like,
really weird.
She's like, "Oh, show her around the house," and all I could think was like, "How weird is this?" Like everybody's acting like this is super normal.
That's not normal.
It didn't feel normal. Imagine, like, and the boyfriend, man, he was what a champion.
So you approve? You approve of?
Oh yeah, I was
boyfriend.
like, this guy's so nice. I felt cool about it. I was like, this is cool, but at the same time, I was like, how does he feel? We like lived in this house together. Is this weird for you, dude?
That's weird for me, and I wasn't even there.
Yeah, besides her, no. I was the crazy ex, her, and then this ex who tried to get her deported.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I don't even know what to say about that, because that's just.
You love them more if it's the right person. They're meant to be. You love them more and not less for those little insecurities and baggage and stuff.
I still love mine. So okay, Love Me Less.
Yes. Yeah.
What's next?
Finishing up the album. Probably come out in October. Bunch of singles throughout the summer.
I feel like you should move it up to September because that's my birthday month.
Okay.
We just do like a big party for me and you. You know what I mean?
I'll get
album
in.
Release.
Done.
Yeah.
Are you a doggy lover or animal lover at all?
I am.
Good.
I have a puppy. I'm not from here. I moved here in 2009, so I have a puppy. Well, she's not a puppy anymore, but I left her back with my mama back home.
So I have a little rescue pup. His name's Wink. He's a one-eyed Yorkie. He's amazing.
Oh.
And the next thing we're doing with Love Me Less is we're doing a full doggy video for rescue shelters, and we're gonna give all the money to rescue shelters in New York and stuff.
That's
incredible. We're lovers of doggies. But my best friend went through the same thing. He saw this dog at the same rescue shelter, and but he went the day of. I gotta say, so this is a universe moment. If you find that love in your life, you gotta go that day. People always ask me about Wink. They're like, "Oh, do you wish he had two eyes?" Like, nah, I love that he has one eye. I think it's baller that he has one eye. Like, he's even cooler. He's got one little ear that goes up on the non-eye side. He's just unique, and I think that's the whole thing. Back to the promo game of it is that I love him more for that, not less, and we should all find that doggy in our life for that.
All right, Max. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
I don't want you to leave, but I just feel like you have somewhere to go.
Well,
Miami at 6 o'clock.
I'll be with you for your birthday, and
so you're coming back in September. That's a whole plan.
Yeah, DD, let's go, boo boo.
Again, thank you so much for stopping by, and again, I can't wait to hear the album.
Sounds good. Thank you, baby. Thank you,
All right,
Power
baby.
96.
Of
Slay,
course.
boom.